allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hi everybody, I'm Amanda, head for The Rebel. I'm here in Hawthorne, California. It's just a little bit south of Los Angeles, near LAX. I'm here at a Latino Freedom Party. It's a Lexit event. If you haven't heard of the Lexit movement, then you need to look it up. A lot of people in the Hispanic community are moving over. They're inching over ever so slowly but surely to the conservative side and possibly supporting Trump. Now, in 2016, they estimated that 32 million Hispanic voters participated in the federal election. That's 2 million more than black voters, and another 11% this time around for 2020. So people in this community are really trying to draw people in, explain to them what conservatism is all about, and explain to them why building the wall is a great thing and why President Trump is their choice. So let's go see what they have to say.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave?
You guys got to start being bold now, because you see how the left is. They're bold.
Okay, but I guess CNN, if you tell me he's a racist, I guess you guys are the best, the name you can trust in news. CNN, the most trusted name in news. Why do you have to keep telling us that you're the most trusted name in news?
Is it easy being a Latino Republican here? No, absolutely not. But you know what? When you do things right and you have the right principles and you know that you're serving the community and doing the right things, doing things above board, you go a long way.
I am here with my friend Paloma for Trump. I've always only ever known you as Paloma for Trump, but I interviewed her at the Wall Symposium in El Paso, Texas, and on the show.
From Tijuana, from the border,
yes.
Right from the border.
Yes, so you're based in El Paso, right?
I'm based in Tijuana.
In Tijuana. Mm-hmm. Girl. So, yeah. Okay, so talk to us a little bit about today. It's a Lexit rally. I already kind of did an intro for The Rebel. But talk to us about, how many people are here? How did you get the word out? I know you have a huge social media following, so.
Well, I recently got censored from Facebook. My page was actually shut down by Facebook, which they've been doing that to all of us conservatives. Not shutting us down entirely, but shutting, censoring and everything else. But so I joined Lexit back in February this year, David and Jesse, and they just have such a huge reach. I think they are so real that a lot of people relate with them, with their message. It's really real. It really talks to the people. It's the way they speak to the people, the way their social media is handled and everything. It just draws a lot of people, and I'm so glad this has a really good turnout. We shared through locals here. We did some local targeting of people here because we really want to reach out to the community. We don't want to just preach to the choir. Yeah. We really want to change minds. I really want to change minds. This is the reason why Lexit reached out to me, because I think some of the founders have been following me for a while, and I've never really. I'm going to share my story tonight because it's how I got started. And I remember back, when President Trump first announced he was running for president, I would go from person to person. I'd be like, "So who are you voting?" And they were like, "Yeah, why?" I'm like, "Well," and they're like, they would kind of look at me like, "Why are you asking me this?" And I'd ask them, "Who are you voting for?" And they were like, "Well, we don't want." I was like, "Because I'm voting for Trump." Yeah. And they would just look at me like, really? Some of them would be like, but like the conservatives or the Republicans would be like, really? Wow, it's such a shock to them. And I remember back then feeling so helpless. I was in San Diego a lot, in LA, and literally standing at street corners by myself with a sign. You'll hear it on my speech.
I've seen the pictures of you doing that.
Yeah, by myself. I was like, I don't care. I don't know. I have to get my message out. Yeah. Whether I reach 10 people, 100 people, 1,000 people. So then when my video started going viral, I was like, thank you, God. Like, somehow you gave me this. It paid off, everything that I had been done, because I get a lot of messages from people that tell me, because of you, I got involved in politics. Good. I'm like, wow. Yeah. I mean, not just I'm voting Republican, but I got involved in, and it's the same thing for me. Because of Donald Trump, I got involved in politics. Like, I had never voted. I had never registered to vote. I didn't even know the difference between a Democrat and a Republican. Now I'm in school for political science full time.
Republicans, regardless of your class or your economic status, no matter your race, no matter your culture,
They talk to you like a regular human being. They talk to everybody the same. And I was like, man, that's pretty impressive. And I started learning all this stuff. By the time I had finished my persuasive speech, I'm like, I'm sold. I was like, I like this guy. This is my guy. Like, I want to be a Trump supporter. Yeah.
All right, everybody, I'm here with Anthony Cabasa. He just got off stage. Wonderful job.
Thank you.
Okay, tell us a little bit. So we're going to make this quick because you're eating and I interrupted your dinner.
It's okay.
Talk to us a little bit about your background and how you got into politics and the conservative movement and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. So the way I got involved into politics and specifically as a chairman for the Republican National Hispanic Assembly of California was, so I had served for 11 years. I got out 2017. And when I came back to California, I was like, man, I don't remember it being like this when I had left back in 2005, you know? And so I had come back, you know, visit family and stuff, but I never really paid attention to what was going on, like in the surrounding areas. And then, you know, I'm traveling, I'm taking my family out, and, you know, we got kids now and stuff. And so we're taking them to Disneyland, and we're looking around, and we're like, this is pretty bad, you know? And we're like, what's really going on here?
Yeah.
And so, you know, 2016 happened, Trump got elected, and politics has been at the forefront of everything. You can't log into anything or see anything without having some kind of Republican name attached to it or Democrat. And so I started paying attention when I actually went back to school. And I noticed people were talking about politics and stuff, and I wanted to involve myself and kind of be in the know so that when they asked me, I wasn't just like, oh yeah, socialism's great, you know, of course, yeah, whatever you guys want to say. So I started researching Donald Trump, and I started researching my conservative values because I was raised Christian. And I was just like, you know what, my values and my morals really align more with the Republican Party, so why is it that they're telling me like they're pretty racist? Like, it's not of Christ, you know, to teach any kind of, hey, you can't have these kind of people in your congregation or your party or anything like that. And of course, you know, no party is perfect, but right now, the Republican Party is pretty good compared to the Democratic Party.
So, one final question. In an attempt to bring more people into the conservative movement from the Hispanic community, what's the one thing we need to talk to them about to help them understand that we're not racist, we're pro-family, we're pro-God, we're, you know, all of the things that the Hispanic community stands for, other than pressing those issues? What do you think is like the number one thing right now that can kind of be like that gateway drug to get them in?
So I'm so glad you asked that question because I actually do have an answer for that. And I've talked to this with GOP candidates, and they're like, okay, interesting, I see what you're saying. But honestly, it's activism.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is that when you go and you knock door to door and you're trying to reach the Hispanic community or, you know, your typical, you know, Hispanic family or whatever, they're not going to respond well when you're like, hi, my name is Anthony, I'm with the Republican, they're like, slam, bye, see ya, you know, we want nothing to do with you. But when you come to them and you tell them, you know, like, hey, you know, we're actually doing a cleanup right outside of your house, we were just wondering, because we actually did that. We went to South Central Los Angeles and we cleaned up the streets. So we went door to door and we're like, hey, how you doing? We're actually cleaning up your, you know, this. Is there anything you would like us to kind of do? And they were like, wait, what? Like they all came out and were like, what are you guys doing? And they saw us and yeah, exactly. And so I would say that, especially with the Hispanic community, what I would tell them is let's remember that we're activists. Let's remember that we stem from a long line of revolutions and civil wars and being really active in the community because our culture is so rich in that. Like we draw out people and we're like, hey, it doesn't matter who you are, just come get tacos. Like we're here for you, you know? And so like that's what I want to remind them of is that the Republican Party can be both. It can be very welcoming, but at the same time you also need to be active and understand that these policies are affecting you. Whether you want to vote or not, whether you want to vote Republican or not, if you continue to vote Democrat, take a look around and you'll see what I saw when I came back from service.
We here at The Rebel believe in accountability in journalism, so if you believe in that too, make sure you go to donations.rebelnews.com. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Amanda Head for The Rebel.